Hey guys, Mark from the Racine County Eye here. I'm sitting here with Daniel, Mr. V. Velasquez of the Case Legends teams. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. This is Dan, or V. Velasquez, and I am one of the GMs for the Case Legends.
All right, so coming out of the season and going into playoffs, how do you feel about the season?
I really felt this was probably one of our strongest outings that we've had as a team, and specifically even as a whole entire school.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually have an interesting background with our Overwatch, our varsity Overwatch team. Last year they were our JV crew, and there came a junction when our whole varsity team kind of up and left.
Wow.
Whether that was for selecting a different game to play, for example, League of Legends is at the same exact time, same state outing, so they had to make that decision.
Sure.
But others,
game of preference.
Correct.
Yeah.
But others lost interest because I don't know if they really were doing so hot as a whole cohesive team.
Okay.
But that was when we approached our JV squad and said, you are now going to be representing us as our varsity team.
Okay.
And they all stepped up to that, and we ended up going to state.
Hey.
And we ended up taking third. So it's just like this crew has a really good chemistry this entire season.
Mm-hmm.
We ironed out some things in the beginning that I think needed to be ironed out amongst ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, this is probably like we're really gelling heading into the playoffs.
You know, it really shows. It really shows. And that brings me to my next questions. Do you have any plans or premonitions coming into the playoffs? Any changes we'll see?
We do. So we've kind of taken a couple of our JV players from this year to kind of bring them up and kind of see what they can do within our team dynamic a bit.
Okay.
Some of that didn't quite pan out when we played our match against Appleton this last week.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of struggled in the second map, so when we were running hybrid, I think we were doing Kings Row, which has historically been probably one of our hardest maps to do.
Yeah, Kings Row is pretty hard anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a rough one. Those choke points can be hard.
Yes, and I think that's what we struggled with all season, but when we brought in the JV to kind of give a feel, I understand that they might have not felt prepared and worked with the varsity enough. So we switched that up the next round and said, like, we need to finish with just the varsity and kind of make sure we clinch this win, which we did.
Awesome.
Going 3-1.
Okay.
And so what we're doing now, though, is we are going to be bringing up one of the JV players to fill in as a DPS role.
Oh.
Because
big
one of
shoes to fill.
because one of our players may or may not have to sit out playoffs due to health concerns and health issues.
Oh, no.
So we are kind of bringing that person into the fold today.
Okay.
And tomorrow when we scrimmage actually Real, and we're going to scrimmage Bigfoot. Both of them are the top 1 or 2 in their division.
Okay.
So we're going to see what Miguel, who is from JV moving up, what he can do with the team.
All right.
So we're prepared for state.
Okay, so as we watch the game, Miguel's gamer tag, who are we watching for?
Miguel, we are looking for Rated, I believe is his name.
All right, cool. You
yes.
got some big shoes to fill there.
Yes.
Let's do it, huh?
He is a DPS main, but he focuses on probably Reaper the most,
Okay.
then McCree, and then Widowmaker. So he's a bit of a hit scan for us, which is something our team, I think, needs a little more of. Because we do have some good utility DPS, but I think we will be in more of an advantageous state with Miguel as more of a hit scan for us.
Yeah, and we've seen throughout the other RUSD schools, we've seen a lot of progress with the hit scans. You know, we see some fantastic Hanzos, some fantastic Soldier, Widow. We've seen some sleep darts that are just like, oh my goodness. But okay, so we know that you've got some MVPs picked out for the season.
Yes.
So would you like to give them call outs?
Yeah, actually there are 2.
All right.
It was a hard choice to make just for one, but I wanted to select 2 simply to have more representation on the MVPs, but also because they served a couple of different purposes and roles that I felt were each valid and super important on their own.
Sure.
That I just kind of wanted to make sure I give them both props.
Okay.
The first one is Emily. She is our Battle Mercy.
Right on.
MVP healer on our team.
Okay.
This is her first year on the team. She's a sophomore, and she really kind of stepped into a leadership role very naturally. I remember within the first couple weeks, she was willing to come down here and scout the other teams, or would watch Twitch streams of previous matches, between Horlick and Park, and sit down and really analyze.
That's awesome.
She utilized the notebook and took notes. So to me, she was very invested in how do we fine-tune ourselves, but also how do we scout properly.
And taking it seriously.
Correct.
Awesome.
Which has been something that I think can be a little tricky or maybe understated for teams to really do.
Sure.
But our crew is so invested in Emily's ability to scout and just be like, hey, we realize that May is just doing everything and carrying the team, so we need to focus on that May. Last week I saw this and that, and so she takes the game very seriously. And just kind of advocated for herself and was very proactive in engaging with that scouting and note-taking. And so I think if I just speak to that fact, like that alone is MVP to me. Regardless of play style, it's that investment in the team.
Absolutely. And let that be a lesson to all the teams. If you get involved, become invested, it does have instant reward. It will pay off. People notice. We really do. All right, and who's our number 2?
Our second is Luke. He is also a support. So I feel like there's a theme with supports being very supportive of the whole team. I think that's almost like a personality trait that they just share as individuals. But Luke is also somebody who is actually returning from last year from the JV. And he is our star Lucio player. He's been flexing into some other areas. But
hey, Lucio's my favorite, so okay.
That was my first support I ever played. So
same
I have
here, man.
A spot for Lucio. But for Luke, his goes in a couple directions why I picked him as an MVP. One is, yes, the investment in the team. He's very focused on kind of being the shot caller, where in a sense he knows the maps and specific routes and specific comps that should be working on that map in particular. So we look at him and turn to him for guidance of, Luke, who do we need to do or choose right now, because our Winston is getting wrecked. So who do we need to change for tank? And he'll kind of sit and just kind of think, okay, go to this and I'll switch to this because I'll support you this way. So Luke is very much a team-focused person, but also just very knowledgeable about specific maps and compositions.
Right on.
Which is something I think we've all needed a bit of help with. So that's been huge.
Yeah.
In addition, the other reason that I picked him was he's been very, very much involved with the JV squads in regards to helping with coaching. In terms of GMs, we have 3. The other 2 are also flexing with mostly Smash and kind of doing these other things that it's really been me here at the space consistently. And with 2 JV teams of 18 kids, that it's been a huge help that Luke has been showing up to help guide them.
Absolutely.
He's been letting them know, all of our tanks are leaving next year. They're all seniors.
Wow.
So he's been scouting with me, looking at potential tanks.
Okay.
We're looking at someone who's a freshman, and I think she would be a great off tank. And he sees that, and he's trying to help guide that. Even though he's a support, he understands that role.
Right.
And so I think, for me, that's probably one of the biggest kind of assets to Luke, is his ability to talk to them, with knowledge of the game, but very encouraging and supportive, that he's not here to attack your play style, but help you refine it.
Constructive criticism.
Correct.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, because I think we come from a 1v6 mindset for a while, because before this, there wasn't a great organized way to kind of do teamwork or find each other to play. So some of us have that 1v6 mentality.
Sure.
But he's been very helpful in correcting that with the JV level, that we have some good potentials for next year.
Well, you know what? I love it. I love it. And we won't take too much more of your time. I know the games are about to get started, but I want to say one thing coming from, historically speaking, supports are the unsung heroes.
Absolutely.
And to hear that you have 2 supports that you're nominating for MVP, on top of it, they're the most communicating people in the team. We need to see more of that across the league as a whole.
Yes.
Now, I like that they come together and form kind of the brain of the unit. Emily did all the scouting and Luke does all the shot calling. They come together to form the hive mind.
Correct.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We're going to let him go on and get to the games. We're going to have a moment with the MVPs here. We'll see you soon. Hey, Racine County, we got Mark here, and I'm sitting with one of the MVPs for the JI Case Legends team. Luke, go ahead and introduce yourself, Luke.
I'm Luke. I'm a sophomore at Case High School. I'm on the varsity esports team for Overwatch, and I'm a support player.
All right. Any specific mains that you like with support?
Usually main Lucio.
Lucio!
Yeah.
I love him. He's my favorite. They all know that, though.
But I can also play any other support.
Right on. Okay, so let's get right into it. How do you feel about this season?
I think this season went really good. We started off knowing exactly what we had to work on. We knew we had to improve our teamwork, and I think throughout the season we really did that. We were able to dominate later.
Okay, perfect. And we certainly saw that, too, in everything that we've got. So that brings me to my next question. How do you plan to attack the playoffs?
I think as long as we work on our flaws and stay as a team, I think our skills going to push us through and we'll be able to make it all the way through.
Right on. I got a lot of faith in you guys. You guys work hard. It's definitely, as V said, you guys are cohesive. You move as a unit. It's like a hive mind, like an amoeba, and that's good. We want to see that. Okay, so do you have any plans for after high school?
Go to college. I think it'd be really cool if there was an esports team at the college I go to.
Oh, yeah?
A scholarship. Be happy to apply for scholarships in esports. I know they're out there.
Sure. You got any colleges in mind?
Not exactly yet.
Well,
Probably out of state.
Bryan and Stratton just launched their Bobcats team. Maybe I'll see if they're looking. All right. So then, do you have anything you'd like to say to Racine?
I think that Racine doesn't really realize the potential we have for esports.
Amen.
And the impact it has, like statewide. Like I went to state last year. It was super cool just to see all the people there and interact with all of them.
Yeah.
Met like people who played video games back when it was like the 80s and 90s, and they taught me.
You're looking at one of them right now.
Yeah. Like that. I met this guy last year who taught me about Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
I played a bunch with him while we were waiting for other matches, and just seeing like how the other teams work and how good people are at the game is just really cool.
The culture.
Yeah,
and it's something. Well, hey, we're really proud of you and Racine here, man. We want you to keep doing what you're doing. Can't keep him too long. He's got a game to play. So we're going to get on to the next one.
Thanks,
you. Kill it. Hey, Racine County, this is Mark with the Racine County Eye. I'm sitting here with Emily of the JI Case Legends. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm on the Case Legends team. I'm a sophomore, and I play support.
All right, Emily. Well, we're happy to have you here. Congratulations on being the MVP.
Thank
Big
you.
news for a sophomore. How do you feel about that?
Surprised.
Really?
Because when I first joined, I didn't think I would have a chance to be on like varsity or anything. Because I loved the game, and I was like, well, maybe I should try it for esports. And I didn't think I would actually get to be here and be on a team and be all.
Yet here you are.
Yeah, here I am.
How cool is that? Okay, so how do you feel about this season?
I think, I would say we're doing really well.
Yeah.
We work together really well, and we bonded almost right away. So I think our team, we just bonded really well. So we just work together as well.
I'm noticing that being consistent between both Luke and V. If it wasn't for the scouting that you did early in the games, you guys wouldn't be able to be the cohesive amoeba that you are. You guys all move as a single unit, and we really love seeing that. We wish we'd see more of that out of some teams. So then, how do you plan to come into the playoffs? Is there any changes you guys think you're making?
What we're doing now is we're trying to think of more comps or look more comps and try to practice them, because that's what we're doing today. So we're really just scouting the other teams and making.
Sorry guys, it gets crazy down here.
But we're really just scouting, and we're just practicing a lot, here and at home, to try and get as many hours in and try more comps against certain teams.
Awesome. Okay, so then, do you have any esports after high school plans?
I would love to do esports in college, but I don't really know yet.
Oh, okay. So you need to look into more information.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
Scouts. I mean, you know where to look. She's looking for information. There we go. And then, lastly, what would you like to say to Racine?
I would say that we're real people. We're here. We're kids. but we take this really seriously. Like, we are here, and we're here to play good, and we're here to get better, and we're not just here, like, goofing around. We actually, like, go to weight rooms, and we do train, like, our muscles and stuff like that. So we're not just sitting and staring at a screen the whole time.
Awesome. Well, all right, Emily, we won't keep you from the game for too long. It's been a pleasure, and congratulations. Hey Racine, this is Mark Sanders with the Racine County Eye. I'm sitting here with an interview with Hunter, our Case Legends captain. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Hunter.
My name is Hunter Cochran. I'm a senior at Case, and I'm Case varsity captain.
All right. Well, we're certainly happy to have you here. You guys did phenomenal this season. We love seeing it and the communication, everybody coming together. I keep saying it over and over again. You guys are like an amoeba. You move as a unit, you act as a unit, and you die as a unit. It's beautiful. We need to see more of that across the map globally. So, let's get right into it. How do you feel about this season?
I feel like this season has gone really well for us. Overall, it's just been like a hit after hit where we've just been like steamrolling, where we've just been gaining momentum and gaining momentum. So it's been going really well this year.
Excellent. And that's what we want to hear. So, do you plan to take that momentum into the playoffs, or do you plan to switch it up a little bit?
Absolutely. I do want to take that momentum straight into playoffs, but also we have some tactics that we thought of, and we're gonna take those into there too. We're gonna play hard and smart.
Hard and smart. I like it. That's how it should be. Come at them hard, but come at them the right way, right? Make sure that you fire once, measure twice, right? Okay, so then let's ask, do you have any plans after high school? What can people expect out of Hunter?
I do. I am planning on going to college. I applied to UW-Madison, and that's where I would like to go.
UW-Madison. Okay, are you listening? Okay. So then, let's ask. We had put you up as our MVP, but due to your request, we have taken your two choices as MVP, both Emily and Luke. Excellent choices, I agree too. But tell us, why did you choose that over yourself?
I chose Emily because she's really helped me throughout this entire season, where she's helped me like structurally with the team. She's also helped helped me learn certain things about the game, such as how a support thinks. Because I don't have that personal like mindset.
Sure, you're not a support man.
Correct.
Sure, yeah, okay.
So she's just helped me with both game knowledge of supports and with the team structure itself. Luke has helped with tactics a lot this year,
right?
And that was his main forte, is tactics. He's another support lane, so that was really useful.
Sweet.
To have another support have that mindset of how are we going to go into this and how are we going to deal with it.
Okay, all right. Well, those are great reasons. I mean, honestly, from my standpoint, and you guys have heard me say this 100 times, so I'm just going to say it to his face. You guys do a great job at what you do. All right, we really hope that the rest of our USD emulates what you guys at Case have set forward. Between you, V, and now your MVP's coming up, you guys are doing a great job. You got anything you want to say to Racine?
Watch out for Case. We might be a little bit of an underdog. We're third in our division this year, but we're still going hard. We're still going to do our best, and we're going to do as well as we can.
All right, well, that'll wrap us up. And thank you for coming, Hunter.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the playoffs. All right.
Okay, let's do it together.
1, 2, 3, Legends!